Hey guys, how's it going? It's a threw the pitchfork on the ground. It's a beautiful day. It's like slight overcast, but not like overcast where I think it's gonna rain. And I am super sore. It's actually the middle of the day right now. So I don't know why I said good morning, but I did. So if you're watching this in the morning, good morning. My back is killing me from removing so much stuff so fast yesterday. I don't work that fast. But that's okay because it's motivated me to get back out here and get the rest of those things in the long bed removed. I've got to get them out of that bed because I already bought those trees and they need to get in the ground. Like ASAP. Like I should not have bought the trees, but I did. And so now we're here and I need to remove 3 things at least. I need to remove the Rose of Sharon, the Italian Cypress, and the Orchid Rock Rose. So I'm gonna cut back the Orchid Rock Rose really far. Like I'm not gonna try to give that away. It's just too big and I'm pretty sure that it'll die. That's a big transplant. And then the Rose of Sharon and the Italian Cypress, those will be super easy to dig up and move. So I'm gonna dig those up and I will put those in a bag and I will put them in the driveway with the free sign. And if somebody takes them, then great. If not, probably by like tomorrow, I'll just put them in the like recycle bin for the compost. So let's go dig those plants up because I need to get started planting things over there. If you missed yesterday's video, we had a friend come who helped remove a ton of stuff on the property. We just forgot to remove these 3. We just kind of like zipped past everything else and just totally spaced moving those. So they need to get dug up. Actually see there's a grass under there that I'm gonna have to dig also. So these are the 3 that we're gonna remove: the Orchid Rock Rose, the Rose of Sharon, and the Italian Cypress. I have a chokeberry right here. I'm gonna leave this for the time being because it's not going to technically be in the way. I'm going to be planting a grass right there. You guys have heard me say it a million times. It's gonna go espalier tree, and then it's gonna go a grass, and then an espalier tree, and a grass, espalier tree, and a grass, and so on down the way. So these are in the way, and these are what we're going to be removing today. This is so weird. It's gone. This whole bed is empty now. It's like blank slate. I think I need to come in and do some like touch up on the fence. You can see obviously where things were growing. That when we painted the fence, I didn't get enough paint on the fence or stain on the fence. So I will come back and I'll touch that up probably pretty soon. I should probably do it before I do the apple trees. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna deal with that right now. And I need to get those apple trees planted anyways. How am I gonna do this? I thought there was more space over here between, let me show you guys, between this grass that's here and the apple tree that's there, because I need to do a grass. I want to do one here and then an apple tree. I guess there's probably enough space. There's probably enough space. So I got the apple tree here. I need to figure out where I want a grass. I kind of need to like do some math. Ugh, this is so exhausting already. I hate math. All right, I'm using the super wide lens so you guys can see. So each one of these stakes represents something, and then you have to pretend, you know, there's a stake there. So we have the one stake here, that's the apple tree. And then ignore that stake, that's just the support. This right here is going to be the grass, and then an apple tree, and the grass, apple tree, grass, apple tree. Shoot, wait. So The ones with the pots on them are the apple trees, and then these ones are the grass. So this is kind of the vision. I have 55 inches between each stake. So this will be the apple tree, and it'll have basically 110 inches. So I'll have 55 inches this way and 55 inches this way, which is what this one has. So it has 55 inches this way to where the grass is gonna grow. And then it doesn't quite have 55 inches that way, but my thought was this doesn't really matter how much room it has this way, because this is so open over here that, I mean, I can get the branches to go 55 without it mattering over the edge of the bed there. So this is the ultimate plan. I'll have 4 espalier trees, and I will have 3 grasses there. Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of training, and it's going to be a very slow process. What I need to do now is I need to dig the holes for these 3 apple trees. I do wish that maybe it was flip-flopped, because this apple tree right here is probably going to bug me in the long run. Because it's going to be trained, and then it's going to go behind the telephone pole that's right there. Sorry, I'm kind of shaky also. I'm going to switch lenses. Hold on. Sorry, when I use that super wide lens, it shows every little teeny tiny movement. But this one's probably going to bug me because it goes behind the telephone pole there. But I think it'll be okay. I am going to get them planted, I think. I do have a hibiscus that's right there that I totally forgot about. It's the summerific hibiscus, and I do want to keep it. I just got to find somewhere else for it to go, so I do need to dig that up right now. I will be keeping the hibiscus. I want to plant it somewhere else. It was so beautiful. It got hit by honeydew from aphids. I'll find somewhere maybe in the front yard for it to go that it gets full sun. I had to take my sweatshirt off because I was getting so hot. I get really hot really easily. But these are the apple trees. In case you missed it, I picked them up from the rock garden, and I prefer to buy my bare roots from them. They're a much smaller nursery, and so I try to support as small as possible. So I picked up 3. I picked up the Granny Smith, a Gala apple, and what's this last one? Pink Lady. So 3 different apples. These are apples that I know that we will use. We do use a lot of the Granny Smith apples. Granny Smith is like perfect for cooking and baking and all of the things. And then these ones are really good for eating. And I've heard that this one also is really good for cooking with. I've never cooked with it though, but I like really crispy apples. Brent likes more like tart apples. I like very sweet apples. And this one says that it's very sweet when fully tree ripened. So we will let it ripen fully on the tree. I don't know the variety of the one apple tree that we already have planted. It's like 4 years old, but I moved it, and so it set it back. So it's been in that spot. This is its 2nd year now. So, I mean, it's a little further ahead than these trees are, but not by a whole lot. So I've got the 3 trees. I'm going to leave their tags on there just so I remember. I'm going to take these tags off, but I'm going to leave. They have these orange tags that say exactly what they are, because otherwise I will totally forget. And then these are on 5/8 stock, and these are Dave Wilson trees. Dave Wilson is known to have kind of like the best like trees. They've got a very high standard, and they take very good care of them. What I do like about this is that if I buy bare root trees, and if they don't break dormancy, I can dig it up and I can bring it back to the rock garden. This is the only time that I would ever do this, because these trees are insured through Dave Wilson. There's no money being lost by the nursery. It's just money being lost by Dave Wilson because they want their name to remain high. So if you buy a bare root and it doesn't like break dormancy in the springtime, you can dig it up and you can take it back to your local nursery, and they should be able to give you a full refund for the plant. They probably won't be able to give you a new plant because they've probably already sold out of it, or if they've potted it up, now all of a sudden it's a higher expense. And there was a hawk. You hear all the birds just went super quiet. There was a hawk. A rooster let everyone know. That rooster, that chicken. My finches went really quiet. The doves disappeared. Hawks are so crazy. We don't get too many hawks here. But anyways, I will take these back, and they'll give me a credit, or they'll give me my money back for the trees. They won't be able to give me like a new tree because they've already potted it up, and all of a sudden it's, you know, that's when it's money out of their pocket. So I'm gonna hope that these will break dormancy, and I'm gonna get these planted now. I still haven't dug up that hibiscus. Oh, I need to dig that hibiscus up. Okay, let's go dig the hibiscus. The holes took me all of 5 minutes to dig. The ground here is super soft, super lofty, super lucky about that. Also, we've just been having so much rain, so the ground was, not rock hard. So this is going to be the Gala apple, and then the Granny Smith apple, and then over here is the very last one, which is the Pink Lady apple right there. So I'm going to go ahead and bury these guys right up to their graft point. Let me show you guys this. So this is the graft union. Most apple trees, or all apple trees, are now grafts. So apple trees are grafted onto different root stalks. So it's an apple tree, but it's one that grows much faster. It's got, better roots, stronger roots, maybe less vigorous. They grow it on for the different types of apple trees. So this is the graft union right here. We're just gonna bury right up to about here, right below the graft union. I just see roots coming out right here, and I see roots coming from high up on the other side. So that's where I'm gonna bury it, is right about here. Still, keep the soil below that. And then I've got the hole nice and wide because these roots are just growing out this way, and same thing on that side. This is gonna make it so that the roots grow straight out instead of like circling. So had they had to pot this up, the roots would have started to circle in the container. This is going to give it such a healthy start buying it bare root. I need to figure out which way I want the most branches to grow. So I'm gonna try to bury it as far back in this hole as possible. And then I'm gonna kind of like turn it, because I see some good branches coming out sideways like this, because these ones that are straight out like this is gonna get cut off. This will get cut off. Like higher up, that one's gonna get cut off. And then I can start training in espaliering. I just have to get my wire system in place, but that'll be a project for another day. If you missed yesterday's video, I do recommend going back and watching it. I talked a little more in depth about bare root trees with Kate from the Rock Garden. We went over a lot more different things, why it's better to buy bare root, and now it's kind of the time to get on it. At least for us in California, it's time to get on it. Those of you that are in colder zones, probably not quite yet, but it's time for me to get on it, and I didn't want to miss the window. Here it is, the start of the entire thing. We officially have 4 apple trees on the property, all spaced evenly, very evenly. One thing to note is the graft union. If you're able to, face it away from the sun. This one in the middle, it's not faced away from the sun. I just couldn't do it. The other ones are faced away from the sun, otherwise it could get sunburn, but it doesn't always happen. I am gonna be underplanting, so I don't see it being too big of a problem. But this is so exciting. And so you guys can see there's the grass right there, and that'll fill in this entire space, and then the apple trees will fill in, and eventually they'll look like that one. I would like to train, I've got the 3 there, I would like to train a 4th one just right along the top, and that's where I'm gonna keep it, is at 4. And so these, pretty much everything is gonna get cut off up to right about where that tag actually is, so that way they all start branching evenly. I don't want, to start training branches down low if I'm not gonna, keep them down low. So those are all gonna get cut off. Those actually also probably all get cut off, and all of those lower ones right there will probably all get cut off. So I'm gonna have to go in, and I'm now gonna have to measure from the, ground up to where my first branch is, and I'll probably put like a tag or something on these trees to mark where the first branch needs to be. And then I'll go back and I'll measure the distance between the 2nd, 3rd, and then up to the 4th. That way they're all super consistent. I'm going for that super formal look with the Espalier, and then underneath is going to be mass planted with different varieties of different things, and that's where it's going to be that like formal cottage look. So it'll be formal in the background and then cottagey right up front. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I am thoroughly muddy, literally from like my head, top of my head, there's dirt on my hat all the way down to my toes. I'm covered in mud, but it was so rewarding. And to get those planted feels like the start of everything. I need to come in now and I need to dig out the rose that's there. I've got the bulge weed. I've got a few things that are just like still left in the ground that I just need to pick up and move. I do plan to keep the Queen of Sweden rose that's there, just not keep it right there. I need to move it somewhere where I want the rose to be growing. So you guys can see there's the rose there, that's gonna get pulled. I've got a straw flower there, that's gonna get pulled and moved. I've got some bulge weed, that'll get pulled and moved. And then I think it's an azalea right there, and that's going to get pulled and moved, but I'm gonna wait until it blooms because it's like so ready to bloom any day now. Not any day now, like in the next like week or two. And so after it blooms, I'm gonna cut it back and then I'm gonna move it. I really like it. I don't love azaleas. Maybe it's not an azalea. I don't love whatever the plant is, but I love the color of the bloom and I want to keep it. I just don't think it's not gonna stay right there. It could, I don't know. You guys know, my plans are so fluid. I change my mind every day. The apple tree espalier though, that is the one that is set in stone. I love espalier. I just think it's like so beautiful. Now I need to get some type of like formality over on this side, but that'll happen once I finish the fence. That is the goal for this year, is to finish the dang fence. It's been 5 years. It's just so expensive. I'm gonna go inside now. I'm super muddy. I need to wash up. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye guys.